I need lights!
Marker!
Roll camera!
We have speed!
Action!
We haven't done this in a long time.
Your fans never left you. The world hasn't forgotten. Sure, it's impossible, but we've got to try. It's time to play the music.
It's time to light the lights.
It's time to meet the Muppets.
Come on, guys, let's go!
That's Jason Segel and Amy Adams as Gary and Mary. A loving couple who've gone on a vacation to Hollywood and taken a tour of the great Muppet studio when they find out a horrible truth. That the studio is going to be torn down by a rich tycoon, played by Chris Cooper, to dig for oil. So they've gone on a mission to find Kermit and convince him to get the gang back together to try to save the studio in the new movie, The Muppets. Now, heading out on a road trip to find all the Muppets is going to take a little time, and time is one thing they don't have. So Kermit, Mary, Gary, and Walter, Gary's brother, who also happens to be a Muppet, go on an extensive road tour to try to find Fozzie, Gonzo, Miss Piggy, Sam the Eagle, Beaker, basically all the Muppets who were part of the Muppet Show and the Muppet movie, and bring them back to do one big last show / telethon to raise enough money to buy the theater back and save it from destruction. But there's another problem. The Muppets haven't been in the spotlight for over 12 years. They haven't rehearsed, they haven't sang, they haven't been together, so they're going to be a little rusty, and execs aren't exactly clamoring to get them on TV. It's going to be an uphill fight for the Muppets.
I don't care what anybody says. I believe in you. And you.
You think we should have rented a bigger car?
Funny, sweet, and goofy, The Muppets at its very best does something that's long overdue. It brings the Muppets back to the big screen where they belong. Yes, the world around them has changed. It's become a little more cynical, a little meaner, but not the Muppets. They haven't changed. Oh, sure. Fozzie's off performing in some dive bar trying to be funny, and Gonzo's become a plumber magnet, and Sam the Eagle's become a commentator on a news channel. But downright at their core, they're still the sweet, funny, lovable characters they've always been, and that is so refreshing to see. Now, I want to give a big kudos to Steve Whitmire and Eric Jacobson, who have stepped in and handled a lot of the voices since we lost Frank Oz and Jim Henson. They don't always get it right. Kermit sounds a little off at times, and so do a few other characters, but still, the spirit, the energy, it's enough. The movie also is very funny and perfect for adults and kids. Now, I wish I could say there's nothing wrong with the film and that it's perfect. That's not the case. Jason Segel, who gets a big thumbs up, kudos, for going to Disney saying, hey, let's bring the Muppets back. It's been over 12 years since they've been on in a motion picture on TV. Let me write the script. Let me be in it. I want to get them off their hiatus. Fantastic job. However, there's a little too much Jason Segel and, I'm sorry to say, Amy Adams in it. This whole secondary side subplot of whether his character Gary and Amy Adams' character Mary, will they ever actually have a quiet romantic dinner for two, and she's feeling left out because they're getting all caught up in saving the Muppet Theater. It detracts and takes away from the story of the Muppets. Hello, remember the ads? It's their movie. It's the Muppets. Not, will Gary and Mary have a romantic evening together? Nobody cares. Second, the songs, I'm sorry to say, are not memorable at all. Not at all. I mean, who can forget Rainbow Connection from the Muppet movie? Or Moving Right Along? Classic songs that even radio stations were playing back in the day. I'm sorry, the songs Party for One and Muppet of a Man, they're silly, they're goofy, and they're not impressive. Also, Amy Adams and Jason Segel do most of the singing. No, again, Muppet movie. We had celebrity guest cameos, and this one does too, but nobody sang. The Muppets sang the films. The Muppets have the songs to sing in the movies. Come on. So, although it brings back the spirit and the fun, it's not as good as The Muppet Show or the original Muppet movie, or even Muppets A Christmas Carol from about 12 years ago, but It is a worthy addition to the franchise. Take your kids to see it. If you grew up with the Muppets, you're going to love it. The Muppets, I'm giving 2.5 out of 4 popcorns. With Ken at the Movies, I'm Kim Finnerty, online and on the air every Sunday afternoon at 1, FM News and Talk 95.7 and AM 600 KOGO.